What's up, everyone? This is VBerg, and as always, welcome to Game Conclave. Today we got a batch of upcoming releases to inform you about in part 2 of this week's release videos. Today's list is again on the short side, as there's really just not a lot that comes out right after the busy holiday season. But don't worry about that. Next week we're going to have a whole bunch of new releases that we are going to let you know all about. So without further ado, let's hop into the list of the upcoming PlayStation games from January 5th to January 11th. Alright, so we've got Project Tower, which is both made and published by Yummy Games, a small indie studio coming out of France, and it appears they have previously only made mobile games, and that this is going to be their first non-mobile project. And we've kind of been seeing a lot of that lately, these mobile devs jumping onto PC and console, with some pretty good results, judging by the reception to things like Stellar Blade and Black Myth Wukong. Project Tower is a third-person shooter, and the sci-fi elements here are looking really frickin' cool. So the Hilks, a race of aliens, have invaded Earth, and they are capturing and imprisoning humans and other aliens as part of their Project Tower, which forces captives to try and escape to train the Hilks' armies, which is pretty messed up. So you'll be stranded on this kind of alien planet or whatever it is, and your only chance for survival is to escape. You're lost, you're alone, surrounded by creepy aliens and all sorts of unknown tech, with a mix of gunplay and melee elements, as well as the ability to transform, which the developers have said will be the key to solving tons of puzzles as well as surviving in general. So throw in those obvious bullet hell elements, and it definitely gives it a bit of a Returnal feel. And if that's your jam, you're going to want to pick this one up on January 6th on PlayStation 5 and PC. Freedom Wars Remastered is a remaster of the 2014 PS Vita action RPG developed by Dimps, best known for their work on Dragon Ball Z Budokai and Xenoverse, as well as on Street Fighter 4 and 5 and Soul Calibur 6. Now, the original Freedom Wars was published by Sony, but Bandai Namco is going to be handling the remasters publishing. Set in a dystopia 10,000 years in the future after the planet's resources have been depleted, humans now live in brutal city-states known as panopticons that are constantly warring with one another. The mere act of being born sentences one to a 1 million year prison sentence for the crime of living. To reduce your sentence, you'll have to volunteer for dangerous combat missions against other panopticons or monstrous abductors. You can use special weapons known as thorns for combat and traversal, allowing you to jump, grapple, and swing. Different kinds of thorns can also grant different special skills related to traps, healing, and shields. The game will feature 8-player co-op or competitive modes, allowing players to work alongside one another and earn resources for their panopticon or attack rivals from enemy factions. You'll be able to customize your player character as well as your cyborg companion, which is known as an accessory, and they will aid you in battle. The remaster is touting higher res textures, supporting 4K resolution on compatible platforms, as well as updated control schemes with the option to use the classic controls. Dimps has also stated that the crafting system has been overhauled and additional difficulties will be available. Also, the remaster will come with all the previously released DLC for the PS Vita version, though I believe those are mostly just cosmetic options. So if you're looking for something to scratch that Monster Hunter itch, but also a change of scenery, you might think about checking this one out when it launches on Switch on January 10th. It will also be hitting the PlayStations and PC. Ys Memoire, The Oath in Felghana, is a remaster of 2005's Ys, The Oath in Felghana, which is a remake of 1990's Ys 3, Wanderers from Ys. And fun fact, the very first RPG I ever played was Ys 1, Ancient Ys Vanished, way back in 1987, and I sucked at it. Big time. Anyway, if you're not familiar with the Ys series, this is a very long-running action RPG developed by Nihon Falcom, who are considered the pioneers of action RPGs. Besides the Ys series, they are also known for the Legend of Heroes subseries known as Trails, another long-running RPG series. The game will be published by Marvelous Exceed. As this is a modern remaster of a remake, it's safe to assume there will be quite a few quality of life features added in to bring this in line with modern expectations. Nihon Falcom has confirmed updated visuals, a remastered soundtrack, the ability to choose between the original or refined illustrations for the characters during cutscenes and dialogue. And Adel, who was previously silent, will now have voice acting. And a turbo mode has been added in for those who need their action combat even faster. You will play as Adol Kristen, who, along with his friend Dogi, is returning to Dogi's homeland. They discover, as adventurers often do, things have gone askew and innocent people are in need of saving from monsters. That will embroil them in political machinations and ancient mysteries. so expect a fair amount of platforming, the slick and fast-paced action combat the E-Series is known for, and some rigorous boss fights. This one will be launching on Switch on January 7th, and will also be available on the PS4 and PS5. Boti, Byteland Overclocked is a very cute, colorful, and fun-looking 3D platformer developed by Purple Ray Studios, and as far as I could find, this appears to be their first game. It's published by Untold Tales, a publisher who focuses on indie titles. The game was originally released back in 2023 on PC, and this updated console release will include all 4 of the game's DLC packs. So you'll be playing as Boti, a little databot sent into Byteland, a cyber world to rid it of bugs, glitches, malware, and viruses. If only it was that easy in real life to stomp those out, right? So, Boti will need to solve puzzles, jump, dash, hover, and glide to progress. As Boti, explore the hub world designed to resemble computer components and gather collectibles while saving Byteland. Boti will also be joined on the adventure by 2 nanobots named 0 and 1. They will assist as well as engage in binary shenanigans. In addition to single player, the game has a seamless drop-in, drop-out co-op gameplay option, which I think is always super fun in these kinds of platformers. There's just nothing better than flailing, falling, flopping, and failing puzzles than having a friend along to make fun of you. So if you're looking for some 3D platforming antics to get up to with a friend, or hankering for something Astrobot adjacent, be sure to look for Boti Byteland Overclocked to hit the Switch, Xboxes, and PlayStations on January 10th. Alright, so up next is Wuthering Waves, which actually already came out. But it's been a slow couple weeks for game releases, which is why we rolled both weeks for PlayStation into one video. Wuthering Waves is a free-to-play, open-world action RPG, and it's also a gacha title. Wuthering Waves is both published and developed by Kuro Games, a Chinese studio. Now, Wuthering Waves was previously already available on both mobile and the Epic Games Store, and it's now hitting the PS5. It's got a very obvious anime aesthetic. I've noticed a lot of these Chinese studios really lean into this art style, which makes sense since it's super popular in Japan, which is, really close to China. And it probably helps these games find a market quickly. But it looks like it's got a variety of traversal elements, including grappling, wall running, and gliding. The game can be played solo or cooperatively with other players. You'll want to make sure you form a balanced party with options for tanking, healing, and damage dealing whenever you're out adventuring. Now for the story in Wuthering Waves, you'll play as Rover, an amnesiac, and the world is rebuilding after a catastrophe called the Lament has wiped out most of humanity. So you'll be trying to uncover the mysteries that led to the aforementioned series of catastrophic events that have shaped this new world, as well as trying to reclaim your memories. So if gacha games with slick action combat tickle your pickle, then you'll want to check out Wuthering Waves, which has already launched on PS5 on January 22nd, and as I mentioned before, it is already available on mobile devices and the Epic Games Store. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and please subscribe. And as always, from all of us here at Game Conclave, thank you so much for watching.